morning, everyone, and welcome to our Heavenly Parent Holy Community Oceania Hundoke, today being Ahn Shi, and we have together offering today Rev Purna Koirala, and as you know, today is Tuesday the 29th of June and the 20th of May in the 9th year of Chongalguk. Let's begin by offering a bow to our Heavenly Parents and true parents. Chariot. Kyombe, Paro. And let's recite our family pledge, both in Korean and English. Thank you.
가족맨세 이 전일국 주인 우리 가족은 참 사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참 부모님을 모시어 천주의 대표적 가정이 되며 중심적 가정이 되어 가정에서는 효자, 국가에서는 춘신, 세계에서는 성인, 천주에서는 선자의 가정의 도리를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Family pledge number 2. Our family, the owner of Chongalguk, pledges to represent and become central to heaven and earth by attending the Heavenly Parent and True Parents. We pledge to perfect the dutiful family way of filial sons and daughters in our family, patriots in our nation, saints in the world, and divine sons and daughters in heaven and on earth by centering on true love. And I'll just offer the opening prayer today. Good morning, our Heavenly Parents and our beloved true parents. We've gathered here together as always to begin the day with you, to center our heart and love focused upon fulfilling our responsibilities to be able to fulfill the original desire that you had at the very beginning of creation. You desired to embrace your family, and it is only through our true parents, after thousands and thousands of years of suffering through the ignorance of humanity and the selfishness that we brought into the world by allowing Satan to dominate us. But through our true parents, after all of this agony history, we're finally being able to create the first true family that has been able to relieve the suffering within your heart, that's been able to show the joy that you desired at the very beginning by having children that you can truly embrace, because they have now separated completely from the satanic influence and a part of your original lineage that you longed for. Your heart of love was the motivation that to create everything around us and have given birth to us so that you can embrace your family and manifest yourself within true parents to be able to really share the joy and happiness that you desired from the very beginning. We know that our true mother is marching forward towards the victory of 2027. We know that next year in 2022, the unification of North and South Korea will take place, as our true mother has declared, and that by 2023 there will be a Chongalguk nation where everyone in that nation is blessed, that they are following the heavenly constitution, that they recognize who our true mother is, that she is the only begotten daughter, and they are living according to the principle, according to the original desire that you had, and that by 2027 we can see the substantial realization of the kingdom of heaven on earth, where people can truly live in peace and harmony as one family centered upon you. So we ask that you can be here with us as we listen to your words and heart through Rev Purna, that we can really open ourselves to receive your love, and that we can make the determination to fulfill our responsibilities. So we ask your presence here with us as we share together as one family. I report this in our collective names and in our names, John and Shizra and me as a blessed central family. Archie. Thank you. And let's welcome Reverend Purna as he shares with us this morning. Okay, thank you.
Good morning, Reverend Yutaka. Good morning, Reverend John. and all senior blessed families. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you very much. So I'm really happy today, early in the morning of the Ahn Shi. So I got a chance to share the True Parents' word to the senior families. It's a really great opportunity. So I would like to offer my gratitude. Thank you very much joining with me. Now, if we look at the situation in the world, is the really like dangerous. Now, whole world is suffering because of the pandemic. Because of the pandemic, there are many side effects, and also like the many people lose the job. Many people are very serious in the hospital, especially those who are in the underlying condition, and then especially in the poor countries, the people are suffering very severely. Still, the many million people are waiting the vaccine. So this is not like really easy time. We are living in the very difficult situation, but at the same time, but we have True Parents. Because of the True Parents' love, still we are safe, and so we have hope, and we are blessed. So it's really, I feel really lucky. I'm working with the True Parents. Because of the True Parents, I feel I'm saved and I'm working. So I'd like to request that everyone please pray for the world. So today I have chosen the book, The Mother of Peace, a memoir by Ahn Shi. This is really an important book for everyone, not only the village families. This is being also very important witnessing tools when you go outside, when we want to witness people. So I choose this Mother of Peace, and especially focusing on the chapter 3, the Supper of the Lamb. Let me read some paragraph. I knew from a young age that God is my Father. I naturally connected everything I read to God. I cut off entirely from the harsh secular world and lived the caste life, as if I were a nun. I was aware that higher power was guiding me, that my path had been prepared to heaven. Without sacrifice, service, one cannot even begin to think one is living for the sake of others rather than for oneself. As I strictly cultivated my faith from a young age, I cherished a dream deep within my heart. That dream was to liberate my Heavenly Father, who throughout history gave himself for the salvation of humanity. I wish to free him from the chains of our fallen history. We cannot meet God from a position of regaining over others. He finds us when we are silently working for the sake of those in greater difficulty than ourselves. I came to know that when we think about God, we'll from the lower position, the position of the offering and self-sacrifice. God's bitterness washes away and he will come to us. So when I read this passage, when True Mother was really she was the chosen, and she was the clear to the God, and she it seems like she was really prepared for the heavenly and earthly phoenix. My mother told me another revelation she had received in prayer. A phoenix flew down from heaven and another flew up from the earth to meet it. The phoenix from heaven was Father Moon. More than anything else for his bride to be, Father Moon was looking for a person with a sacrificial and devoted heart of living for others. He did not care about family background, ethnic status, or appearance. She had to be women with absolute faith who could love the world. She had to be the woman who could conceive of saving the world, because he had been unable to find such a woman. There had been no marriage of the Lamb. He still did not fully know that heavenly bride, who would become the mother of heaven, earth, and humankind was close by. I had come to understand God's will, but was not giving to say anything to recognize the bride was Father's moon mission and responsibility. The heavenly bride. In this world, there are many, we can see the many bride and grooms, but we are very lucky to read about the heavenly bride, who is the begotten daughter of the God. So let me read. For the salvation of all the humankind and the realization of the world peace, I determined myself and declare before Father Moon that I would rise to the position of the true parents. I accepted Father Moon as the only begotten son for the accomplishment of our heavenly parents' will. It was God's call to me to become the heavenly bride and the mother of the universe. I knew that my path would be unimaginably difficult. Yet I placed I would live for God and absolutely fulfill my mission to save the world. It was the 1960. True Mother was really young, but she was determined and she was ready to face any kind of hurdle she might face in the future. She knew that this path was not really easy. I said these things in my flesh and blood, in my beating heart, and had not for 1 second forgotten the will that God entrusted to me. 60 years had passed since our holy wedding, and my husband is now not with us physically. More than ever, no matter what my age or physical condition may be, my beating heart drives me forward on the path to become the mother of the universe and mother of peace, one in mind, one in body, one in heart, and one in harmony with the one who guides the providence. We can see the spirit now. The whole world is suffering because of the coronavirus. Most of the offices, most of the organization are sleeping, but the true mother keep pushing herself and coming forward. And she's inviting the head of the state, parliamentarian, and ambassador for peace, blessed families, members, everyone, and she's providing the big platform. So our organization is being really exceptional, and the True Mother also being really extraordinary for this world. So we can see the determination of the True Mother is really very, very extraordinary. Our holy wedding ceremony. As we were joined to husband and wife, I made a firm resolution in front of God. During my lifetime, my beloved husband and I will bring to conclusion the history of the providence of the restoration through indemnity. In 1960, also in True Mother, we can see here, my beloved husband and I will bring to the conclusion the history of the providence of the restoration through indemnity. So when the True Father was passing on 2012, and before passing, he offered the prayer. And he said also in Korean language, Tha iruatta, means he concluded everything. So during which God has laboriously toiled, I know that hurts God's heart more than anything else are the religious conflict that take place in his name. Without fail, we will in them. A small boat in heavy seas. From the outset, high waves and strong winds batter the small boat of our newly married life. Fortunately, I was prepared for that. It is said that newlyweds know nothing but happiness. But that was not our main purpose. My husband and I were not in a position to focus very much in our personal contentment. We can see when we look at the True Mother's life, it's really amazing. Like in 1960, she married. Here she said, it is said that the newlyweds know nothing but happiness. Many people after getting married, they go to the honeymoon and they spend time together. for weeks, for months, and they share each other. But two mother life was like something different. Look at the two, when the two father passed in the 2012, when someone passed in their family, and basically the wife, she feel very, she hurt, and then she always, it takes time to recover. But look at the time when the true father passed away, when she went in the spiritual world, true mother immediately come out and come in front of the blessed families, and then she started to lead this whole movement. So we can see the true mother lifestyle is totally different from us, from the normal people. So I feel I can get a lot of strength, a lot of power, a lot of hope when I read the true mothers, this autobiography. I gave birth to 14 children over a period of 20 years. These first 4 were born in our small private quarter at Changpadong. It was not until my 5th child that I was able to go to the hospital, though it taxed my body. I gave birth to children year after year. Our second daughter died a few days after her birth. Our filial 4 were delivered in cesarean section. It is not rare for a woman to go through a cesarean section more than once. When I said that I would undergo it for the 3rd time, my doctor hesitated, saying it was dangerous, especially for a woman of my age. The doctor did not understand how I could insist to claim calmly on having another cesarean section. And he wanted to explain the issues to my husband. I assured him that my husband would agree with me. And I went through it for a 3rd time and then a 4th time, thus fulfilling the promise I had made to God. This is also very, very sacrificial, very painful, very remarkable, very exemplary, the passage when I read. I have also like one son and one daughter, and when my son was born, and then I took my wife at the hospital, and then she was not feeling, and she was in very extreme pain because of the labor, and I can remember like her screaming, her pain, her tears. Like when mother give the birth, almost they go near the death, and then they come back again. So it's not easy. It's not easy to explain the like when mother give the birth to their child. It's not easy. It's really amazing job. So like when we read this passage, like true mother gave the 14 children, and 3rd time, 4th time cesarean in that age. This is like, even in this age, like we are living in the advanced age, we cannot hear this kind of story. Now the science and technology has advanced, but we cannot see the like people had like the 14 children, 15 children, and we can see the like true mother was how much determined and how much sacrificial, and how much she convinced to fulfill and promise God, promise to God. So this is really touched my heart. So victory through perseverance. Oh no, I have lost another pair of shoes even before the member would finish his sentence. Those around him would know what had happened. Poverty sometimes makes people do bad things. At the end of the Sunday service, we often would find that a pair or 2 of shoes were missing from the shoe rack. So whenever I had little extra money, I would buy new shoes for members who had lost them. I also prayed that the person who had taken the shoes would save for her life strength. When I was pregnant, I carved the tangerines, but we could not afford them. They were so expensive. one member learned about this. However, and bought some tangerines for me. I ate 6 or 7 of them on the spot. I was so grateful I carried. So we can see that after reading this passage that this is now we are in the very advanced unification movement, really flowed. If you compare to this stage, unification movement really advanced, and then we really flourished, and blessed families also have very beautiful life. And when the people guests come in our church, like they are also very formal and very good people and very rich people. But when we look at back in the 1960, 1970, it was really terrible. It was really a hard time. To Mother explained here. And now we can see that like it doesn't happen in overnight. It takes more than 70 years, and it costs a lot of sweat, tears, and blood. Especially that I'm really grateful to the Japanese and the Koreans. They made a lot of sacrifice in their lifetime. I'm really indebted for them. So victory through perseverance. I will continue this topic. The life of Father Moon and the path I have walked bear an uncanny resemblance. The most people assume that I was so happy and that I wanted for nothing. You received the seal from God as His only begotten daughter. They would think, and you were born as a perfected beings, therefore you attain your position with no effort. Many people were like this. We believe that as the mother of the universe, I blissfully had met Father Moon, formed a happy family, and enjoyed life. That described my life from one perspective. But I have scaled mountains as treacherous and impassable as any in this world. I was able to surmount them all with my husband's loves, which was more than any wife has ever received. So when we read the previous passage, True Mother life was really sacrificial and really like it was really hard. But when the outside people see the True Mother, like they see like they have different perspective, they have different perception, they have different understanding. So they see only the externally, but internally True Mother is totally different and totally like see when the ups and downs, she knows the heart of all people, like from the lower people to the higher people. So we can see the like here I really inspired this word. I was able to surmount them all with my husband's love. So the love is power. Love, if you love truly, then you can win the war. If you love truly, and then there is no any impossible. So True Mother also overcome all this kind of circumstances because of the True Father's love. So we can see the like True Father always talk about the true love. So true love is how much powerful, and how we can transform people, how we can we can make people stick with us through the true love. We can learn many things through this passage. 7 sons and 7 daughters. If I had experienced only joyful things, I never would have been able to look into people's deepest, innermost heart. I have passed through the bottom of hell and experienced every kind of bitterness in life. God wanted me to train myself. What I needed was untiring faith, strong will, and perseverance. That is how I reached this point today. So this passage is also really inspirable passage. So we can learn the True Mother, how she became the like example of the untiring faith, the strong will. How we can learn the like how she has the like perseverance. So this kind of things we can learn. So no matter who you are, you will not experience only sweetness and joy on the path to kingdom of heaven. Going through the spiritual struggle is in fact, a most precious blessing. Through it, you can feel the grace of the God. Only when you pass those tests can you be born anew as a true human being. The fruit of the perseverance will grow and ripen within you. And one day you become the source of your deepest life. This passage reflect the like when the two father when in the Dunwoody prison and the other also prison, and that time like it was like really two mother said like it was like really test, and then in the difficult time we can feel the like really the grace of the God. The when we have like a very wonderful time, the blissful time, and when we are very having fun, we cannot feel like really like grace of the God. When we have difficult time, I can remember like when we do the like fundraising, when we witnessing, and when we have very difficult time, and we always like offer ourselves to God, and then we can feel the like strength, we can feel the love, we can feel the power of the God. So this is really important, and this is really like wonderful passage from True Mother autobiography. 7 sons and 7 daughters. In 1982, I accomplished one of my promises to heaven. In the 2 decades after our holy wedding, I bore 14 children, 7 sons and 7 daughters. Now I'm always on the move, traveling the 5 seas and 6 continents, working to establish a world without war and conflict, and to realize God from his shadow. So now we can see True Mother lifestyle. True Mother, even this is really dire situation, and the people are very suffering, people are struggling about their life. This is really extremely precarious situation for the world. We had never imagined like this kind of situation would come, but we are facing now. But we are also like very hopeful because of the True Parents' blessing, because of the heavenly parents. We will pass over this situation, and we'll back to normal. So now we can see the True Mother. True Mother has provided the huge platform to all blessed families through the heavenly community, and also like True Mother has providing the big platform through the UPF and the many head of the state parliament, the minister, and all people can join, and many the ambassador for peace, and they are now saying like only our organization, our UPF is like organizing such a program and bringing all people in one place, even the situation even in this difficult time. So this is like this, everything is happening because of the True Mother's love, because of the daughter of because of the begotten daughter of the God. So this is really the wonderful time we are having even in this difficult time. So I'm really grateful. Today also I got a chance to speak in front of all the Oceania Bliss families, especially for the Palau Providence and the Oceania Senior Bliss family came, and they spent time, not only the small time, they spent the year and years, and they made a lot of offering. So I'm really grateful. I'm really indebted to all of you. So thank you very much for hearing this True Parents word. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Purna. Thank you for sharing with us this morning. Thank you. Wow, that was quite amazing to revisit. I just kept thinking about mothers giving 14 children within 22 years. Your father was 40 and mother was 17 when they blessed, and then 22 years passed as you gave birth to 14. So it meant that father was 30. I mean, mother was 39, and father was already 62 at that time when all the children were born, and then mother started very strongly her public mission as the partner with Father, traveling the world and sharing. I was just overwhelmed by that course. That mother really did share a suffering course equal to Father, and just, I'm sure it's not easy to go through so many births and just really, I'm sure many mothers are here who know the pain of childbirth, men can only just imagine, really, can't really share that experience. And I was just moved by how Mother didn't give up and just persevered and stayed strong, and she had to struggle. She didn't, as all of us, we're not born perfect. Both our true Father and true Mother had to grow and mature and reach that oneness with God and fulfill the responsibilities that were left unfulfilled because of the ignorance and failure of Adam and Eve at the very beginning. And both Father and Mother never gave up their promise to God to liberate him from that anguish that he suffered and carried as he walked the path of history with humanity. So it's amazing that we really are living together with our true parents now. That time will never be repeated, and we're very grateful to be able to be here together as a community and family. So thank you, Purna, and thank you, everyone, and open it up to others who'd like to share, who feels inspired to share. Thank you. Yes, Janine, go ahead.
Well, I was just reading yesterday about our blessing in 1982, that the last child, Jinjanim, was born on the 14th of June. So it was 2 weeks before our blessing on the 1st of July. And that was the 14th child and the 4th C-section. So Mother had gone she had the 4th C-section, given birth to the 14th child 2 weeks before she stood up at our ceremony and presided over our ceremony. And after the blessing, the day after, we went back, I think it was to the stadium, to have a meal. I don't know, maybe people can remember it also, but we had a meal with true parents. And so we went to the stadium and we were all given a little, like a bento meal to share with true parents. And true Father spoke by himself. He was there, first of all, by himself. And then he told us that he had asked Mother to come. And so he said, even though Mother is really very, very sick, she's not feeling very well, she's not got much energy, but Mother came to share this meal with us. And so when she came, you could see she was, it was really a struggle for Mother, but because Father had asked her to do that, she came. And I just, just remembering at the time, I didn't realize what a sacrifice it was for Mother, our ceremony, and also the meal afterwards. But anyway, it was just good reading the notes that I'd made and just remembering. Anyway, I don't know, other people may remember too, but
Thank you, Janine. Yeah. Yes, Elise, go ahead. Need to unmute, sorry.
Our blessing has been on the 21st of May, 1978. This was the time when True Mother gave birth to young Janim. And on our blessing, this was in London, and our blessing, Yejanim was representative on behalf of True Mother. And our blessing to Father said after was dedicated to the European unity, 118. Was 2 couples short on 120. So on the, it indicates probably a lot. So thank you. Anyway, that's just what I wanted to say.
Yeah, thank you, Elise. Yes, go ahead, Seti.
Morning, everyone. No, just 2 instances I remember of Mother. When she came to Oceania, and a couple of times I was on security delegation. First time I remember Mother in Burwood, when Mother came to Australia, when True Parents came to Australia, and I remember thinking that Mother, when in a break during our meeting time, when everybody gathered to meet True Parents at one of the Burwood centers that we used, community house. I think sometimes I always feel like Mother sees the essence, and you know, I think mothers, they also pick at the details. And when I saw Mother, that I remember when Mother came out during a break while meeting the members, she came out for a breath of fresh air. But I distinctly remember looking at her as, you know, as she was out in the garden, so just looking out. And I felt like she was looking out at a desert. You know, spiritually, I felt like I feel like she was looking at a desert, you know, in Australia. That's kind of the feeling I got as Mother was standing there, just taking a break out in the garden. So that's one image that I remember of Mother. And then the other time was here in Samoa. You know, it was a good reception on the VIP level by both Samoa governments, and the church leaders came to greet them. You know, it was all very well on the highest level. But Mother Essence, you know, the first thing she said, and I always keep in mind, is she asked, where are the local members? Because, you know, there were no local members at all. So anyway, as I think as Mother, yeah, in the way of mothers always look at the details and things. So I think they can also suffer, you know, feel they suffer more because they look at a lot of the detailed things. So anyway, I just wanted to share those 2 points, those 2 things. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Seti. Thank you. Yes, Isla, go ahead.
Just reflecting of one single point is True Mother gave birth to her children in a very unusual circumstances, which were not her familiar circumstances most of the time. And she must have felt very lonely. And because if it was a Korean doctor and if it was a Korean hospital, it would have felt different. So not only she gave birth in difficult situations, but also must have been very hard artistically. So I was just thinking when Janine was sharing, I remember also sitting there and looking at her mother, very tired and very lonely in the blessing time. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Isla. Yes, Jeff, go ahead.
Yes, anyway, we are so fortunate to have True Mother, and also hearing these testimonies of just what she's gone through as an incredible, I can say, example and mentor. Parents are so important to show the way, and certainly we have a very high example to look up to. So that's really amazing. In fact, even Janine got it's talking about the time of, I do remember that going back to the Madison Square Garden, and we probably got some cake as well there. But I remember actually Mother was there at our matching time as well, because I was in the matching part of that. So that was even a few days before then, you know, Mother was there, you know, and we bowed before her while Father was matching after we got matched. So there was not a lot of time between giving birth and then Mother was really back in the field. So that's pretty amazing. The other thing was just, I really want to just thank Purna for this morning. He's looking very smart there. I look forward to him being back in Palau. That presentation that you gave was very nicely done and carefully calculated. So I think Palau is very fortunate to have Purna and his wife, Rachel, to be there. So I hope and pray that he can get all the support he needs to settle in Palau when they're able to go there. So I just really hope things go extremely well there. It's such an important nation in our region of Palau. So anyway, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, Chris, go ahead.
Yeah, good morning. I thought it was a really deep point you made, John, about the connection between, these were life-threatening situations for Mother. And just like Janine said, we didn't realise at the time, and I'm just realising now that that's putting True Mother really on an equal footing with Father. There's life struggles, and he was in life and death situations many times. And these situations really put Mother on an equal foundation, you know, incredible. You wonder, why would Father ask her to come and talk and do all these things? Because they have to be on an absolutely equal foundation. So yeah, thank you, John. That really brought that home to me. And something's coming in and out of my mind. I just forgot the other point. Let me think for a second. What's I saying? No, I can't. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Chris. Yes, Steve, go ahead.
I thought I'd just briefly share some experiences that Susie and I have had with True Mother over the years. Thanks to Dr. Young, we had an opportunity to spend some time with her in New Zealand. And some special thoughts when we were in Seattle after Mother had spoken, and she and Father had been spending some time on the phone, singing to each other. Was just very precious. And we were in this room outside of the venue where she had spoken. And we had received just a few months before Hana Bear as an offering child from our best friends. And because Truth Parents had commented about, you know, if members of your Trinity could not conceive and you feel called, you should possibly offer excuse me, one of your children to one of your Trinity members. And so that happened to us. So Susie was so humble and so grateful for that. She grabbed our daughter Hannah, and brought it up to Mother. And, you know, the security jumped up because she just out of the blue came up very quickly with Hannah and held Hannah up to Mother and bowed. And Mother, you know, was a bit startled and then stopped and smiled and then stroked Hannah's cheek. That happened also in New Zealand twice when Mother came with Father. And then when Mother came on the 12-city tour with the children and grandchildren to speak, 2 more times Mother reached down to Hannah when she was giving her a gift, flower, to stroke her cheek. And then in the waiting room before departure, we sat down with H1 actually, and Hannah was playing with a grandchild. And then H1 grabbed Hannah and put her on his lap, and Mother again stroked Hannah. And Susie and I were there in the room, and Susie explained, this is the 3rd time you've actually stroked our daughter. We're so humbled and grateful, and we love you so much. And then Mother had asked Dr. Yang to find a house in New Zealand for true parents. And I went out with Susie and others, and we were looking at these beautiful houses that never did eventuate. But she had said that she felt that New Zealand had to be one of the most beautiful spots in the world. And she loved New Zealand and wanted a house there for True Father when they had time. But again, that never did occur before Father passed. But yeah, I thought I'd share those special moments that our couple shared with True Mother.
Thank you, Steve. Yeah. We've got time for a couple of people who'd like to share. Yes, Mr. Rai, go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. And thank you, Rev Purna, and this presentation. Just about her true mother had 14 children. Then I remember Taj Mahal. She had same 14 children, but she died 36 years old. But the true mother, after that, it paid a lot of indemnity, and then after that, she's become more, what can I say, stronger. And Mother said, I always travel around the world and stand in God providence. And then
Oh, looks like we might have frozen. Yeah. Let's see if he comes back. It's a good expression he has on his face. Yep, no, it doesn't look like he's going to come back. Yes, Doug, go ahead while we're waiting for him.
I'll take it up from where Mr. Rai left about how strong True Mother is. I was in Sydney in 2007 with Mary, and we were asked to give the flowers to True Mother in the hotel room before her speech. And I can't remember all the details, but all I can tell you is that I had an abscessed tooth from an old root canal for 6 years and didn't go to the dentist. But I used to be able to make the pain go away by soaking it in hydrogen peroxide inside my mouth, and the infection would go away. I actually did that for 6 years. So just before we went to present the flowers, a couple of hours before that, no, it wasn't just minutes, it was hours. It was a long time. My tooth exploded in incredible pain. I was almost fainting. I didn't know if I should even continue with it. We decided to do it, and I said, okay. And this thing was so painful. And they opened the door, and Mary and I walked in, and as soon as we passed the threshold of the door, gone. The pain of that toothache was absolutely gone. And we presented the flowers, and True Mother recognized us from America, and we left and bowed, and it was just like, it was so healed. That's power, that's strength. And she takes care of our little needs in detail. So we walked out, and then soon after that, Reverend Kim's daughter, who's a dentist, she pulled out my tooth at 2:00 that afternoon. And very grateful. Thank you.
Thank you, Douglas. Mr. Wright's back again, if you want to continue. That's okay. All right.
Okay.
Reverend Ito, go ahead.
Okay. Thank you very much, Rev Purna. You are very keen and point of view about True Mothers. Especially True Mother always when she make birth through children, and our blessing also coming. This means True Mother made 2 twin baby. One is through children, the other is our blessing, means our birth. So always True Mother breast carrying 2 baby. You know, one is through child, one is us. So, you know, this is a really so exhausted, but because of this, we born. So we must really thank you for True Mother to bear us and embrace. Yeah. So we are not ourselves with twin baby or with 2 children. So this is the most important, our connection. Never forget, because we forget, so through children is alone, no supported. That's a problem, you know, fundamental problem. Yeah, we never forget we are twin baby with 2 children. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Reverend Ito. Actually, time now to do our unison prayers. So there's many things we can pray about as we pray together, that we really share the rebirth. So I'll just share the screen. Let's pray together. Thank you, Arju. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day and have a blessed week. See you tomorrow anyway.
Yeah,
Yes.
see you tomorrow.
Good afternoon.
Thank
God
you,
bless.
Rev Purna.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you, Reverend Purna.
Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Purna.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you.